There are at least three components of adaptation. One is learning to accept the reality of the death and the change in circumstances and the irreversibility of the loss. Coming to grips with that is one of the key tasks of adapting to the death of a loved one. Okay. A second task is learning how to remain connected to the person who's died. Again, Freud said that one of the work of grief is to detach from the person who's died. In some ways that's true, but in other ways it's not true at all. You have to realign your attachment in a symbolic and psychological and meaningful way with the person who's died, but you don't totally break your bonds with them at all. And this is from a teenager who lost one of his parents. My heart is perfect because you're inside. That person is maintaining attachment bonds in a way that's comforting and realistic. And on the other side of the life equation, George Burns, and many of you know, from Gracie and Allie, George and Gracie many years ago. I visit my Gracie weekly. I leave fresh flowers. I tell her about my week. I tell her about the kids. I tell her what I'm doing. And you know what? Not once has she answered back. I know she's listening. That's reassuring. So in a very healthy way, he's maintaining his relationship to his dear Gracie. This quote came from when he was just about 100 years old. Okay? So maintaining the relationship is an important adaptation to the death of a loved one. It doesn't come easy. And then finally, learning to envision a future with the possibility for meaning and fulfillment. So often early on in grief, the person may feel there's no way I can have a meaningful life without that person in it. But therapy often is really focused on helping the person understand that life can still be meaningful and fulfilling even in the absence of that person. Sometimes having ways of memorializing that person by your deeds, by your actions, by your memorial, by the glint in your grandchild's eye who reminds you of the person who died.